Kindly unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Good evening. This is your coach and therapist, Ruth Waitera. I'm sorry we've started a bit late. We had a few technical hitches here and there. But I'm so excited to have you here. I'm happy to know that we have gathered here once again tonight. I don't know who we have yet. Do we have people already in the house? Maybe you can say hi and we see you, we see who we have. The people who have joined, say hello to us. Say hi, say hi. We know who we have here before we start. Please say hello to us. In the comment section, drop a comment for us. Let's know we are not alone, even as we wait for other people to join. Do we have someone yet? People are coming in rather slowly today. Let me see the people we have. You can say hello. Oh, thank you, Neema. It's good to know that we have people online. Let's find ourselves talking to ourselves here with Sam Ambrose. Wow, thank you. We have a Facebook user who has said hello. Who else do we have before we dive into the content for today? Catherine Dongo. Hi, glad to be here. Thank you so much, Catherine and Emma, and the Facebook user. Wow, Catherine Maina. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Catherine. Is it the same Catherine Maina and Catherine Dongo? Those are two different people. Karibuni sana. Welcome, welcome to the webinar tonight. Do we have someone else? We always love to know whether we have a quorum before we start, so that we can know. And you can also tell us where you're watching us from, so that we see where you are at this moment. Please tell us where you're watching us from, those who are live. Say hello. We have Catherine, we have Neema, two Catherines actually. We have another Facebook user. Do we have someone else? Anybody else to say hi? Tell us where you're watching us from before we start. Tell us where you are. We have Sarah Maususi. Hi, guys. Hi, Sarah. Welcome, welcome. We have Njeri Kams. She's saying she's in. We have Annie Wangoi from Kitengela. Thank you, Anne, from Kitengela. Karibu sana. Do we have someone else who wants to say hello to us before we start our meeting tonight? Anybody else with us who wants to say hello? We are waiting to get a quorum so that we proceed. It's good to know who we have. It's good to know who we are having. Where are the others watching us from? Catherine Dongo, you are watching us from where? Maybe it would be good to know. And Catherine Maina and Sarah. Where you're watching us from? Wow, thank you, Catherine. Catherine is in Ruaka. Karibu sana. I'm hoping other people are able to join us even as we proceed. It's a Saturday, it's an evening. Let's see how many people are able to join. Kathy Wangare in Dendero. Karibu sana, Kathy from Dendero. Sarah is from Mweki. We have Dorcas Wanjiko from Ruaka. Wow, karibu sana. A Facebook user from Matasia. Our friend Tabitha Kipiango from Eldoret. Happy New Year, Tabitha. So good to see you back here. Ruth Getao. Wow, repeat people. I have always seen you here. I get so excited to see you come again. So Ruth is watching us from Moranga. Hi, Ruth. Catherine Maina from Roiro. Karibu sana, Catherine. We have Nancy Wamboi from Kenyatta Road. Karibu sana. Welcome to our meeting tonight. And maybe we should proceed as we wait for other people to join us. We'll keep acknowledging them and asking them to say hello. I thought it was important to introduce somebody. Sam Ambrose, are you here? because we've been having confusions in our groups when people see messages from someone they don't know, a number that is not mine. And I felt it's important that we all get to know Sam Ambrose. I'm sure he can say hello for a minute.
Hello, good evening. I want to welcome you to this awesome opportunity to learn about hidden abuse, especially the one we are the only people who are experiencing it. So I want to thank Truth for this awesome meeting. We keep discussing in the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Sana Sam Ambrose. So if you receive a message from a contact that is not mine, just know it is Sam Ambrose. He's part of my team. So don't get scared, don't get worried. Violet Karanja, karibu sana. Where are you watching us from? You can tell us even as we proceed with our meeting tonight. So tonight we are looking at hidden abuse. And this is a topic that many people don't talk about. Not many people understand about hidden abuse. People will say abuse and think of things like physical violence and all that. And that's why I thought it is important that we start addressing those issues in our forums. Karibu sana Facebook user, you are saying you are in. Because 6.1% of suicide rates are caused by the topic of that we are going to discuss tonight. A high number of people will kill themselves because of the issues that we are going to address tonight. So as much as not many people talk about it, I think it is important that we start addressing this specific topic, because a lot of people are not able to detect it on time. And maybe by the time they are detecting, it has already caused massive damage. Some of it can be irreparable. Like what we have said, there are people who commit suicide out of the topic or of our topic for tonight. So it's important that we start talking about it. It's important that we normalize talking about it so that we can save lives. Another disturbing factor is that people who notice it and manage to escape, they don't always know how to get healing. So someone may escape, they may realize they are going through trouble, they escape, but they don't know how to get healing. So some of them will take their lives, like we have said, or they find themselves living their lives like robots. There is no life in them. They are like the walking dead. They are not achieving much. They are just alive. You ask them what their purpose is, they have no idea. They have no energy to attend to their needs. They have no energy to attend to their duties. So their inability to look for help, now that becomes a problem. They don't know what to do in order to heal. And enough of this topic that I'm trying to demystify. Let me go straight that our topic for tonight is hidden abuse. A lot of us, if you ask, think of abuse as just physical. They may imagine that maybe to qualify for abuse, somebody must have slapped you, must have beaten you, thrown off the balcony, or something like that. They don't realize that we have some other abuse that are a bit subtle. And even amongst ourselves here, I don't know what comes to your mind when you think about abuse. Maybe you can tell us in the comment section. Type and tell me, let me know, when you hear the word abuse, what comes to your mind? Let me know. Let people write to me in the comment section and tell me, when you hear abuse, what normally comes to you? What do you think about? If someone is telling you they are being abused, what do you think? What do you look out for? If a girlfriend came to you and told you, my spouse or my partner is abusive towards me, what first comes to mind? Let me know in the comment section. And I see we are having more people watching us. Wow, Violet from Kiamombi. Sasa Mayo. Karibu sana. We have Lucy Waheto. Anne Mwevega from Laikipia. Waheto is from Nakuru. We have Vivian from Kisii. Karibuni, karibuni sana. Tell me in the comment section, if somebody tells you they are being abused, what are your expectations? What would you look out for? So that we see whether we are together. What are the kind of things you think constitute abuse? Let's talk to one another. Let's talk. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me what you think of when you hear abuse. Physical and emotional abuse. Physical and emotional abuse. Oh, at least Vivian knows about emotional abuse. Kudos. Nicoletta from Roiro and from Nanyuki. Abuse can be physical or emotional. For example, silent treatment. Thank you very much, Facebook user. Maybe you can tell us your name also. Annie Wangoi is saying most of them are being misused and raped. Very sad, a very sad state of affairs. Waheto will think about beating or somebody, oral abuses. Maybe that is verbal abuse, somebody calling you names and such other stuff. I don't know whether we have somebody else who wants to contribute, because for many people, when they hear about abuse, they think of beating, they think of bruises, they think of sexual abuse, like somebody has told us about rape, which is okay. But there are some other forms of abuse that are a bit subtle. They are quiet. They are insidious. They are not so out there. There are like 4 other types of abuse that are more deadly and they cause more harm than physical abuse. I'm seeing Gloria saying physical and emotional abuse. Dorcas is saying selfishness and maliciousness. Awesome, awesome. Criticism. Thank you, thank you. So sometimes you'll find the word abuse just being thrown around and people are just talking about verbal abuse or physical abuse and nothing more. So I want us to look at abuse. Abuse can be defined as a pattern of behavior in a relationship that is used to gain control. Abuse is all about control and power. This other person wants to dominate their partner. So these are patterns of behavior observed over time. I love to say observed over time because one incidence of anger may not qualify for abuse. It's good to observe those patterns over time before we can classify it as abuse. So it's those behavior patterns that maintain power and they maintain control over an intimate partner. And these patterns, besides the physical abuse that we talked about, could be behaviors that frighten you. Somebody does something to instill fear in you or to scare you, to intimidate you, to make you feel small and worthless and helpless, to terrorize you. There are people who will terrorize you. They'll threaten you. They'll do things. They'll have you sacked. They'll come to your place of work. They make life impossible. They manipulate you. They hurt you. They humiliate. They are blaming you, being blamed for things you have nothing, you know nothing about. Injuries or things that can wound someone. So all those behaviors, plus many others that we can add to it, can be classified as abusive. And I like to say that how you feel around someone is a great indicator of the health of your relationship. If you don't feel comfortable around someone, forget about how you feel about someone, because that's where many of us get trapped. I feel so much love towards this person. I feel. And we are unable to assess, how does this person make you feel? How does their behavior make you feel? Do you feel safe? Because some people will say, no, I'm not in an abusive relationship. While you could be having hidden abuse that is silently killing you, and you may not realize maybe until it is too late. And by the time you are realizing, your self-esteem, your value as a woman, the beautiful essence of your femininity has been stripped from off you. And your self-worth is so trampled as if it was a piece of rag. You're not able to rise up in your femininity. You're not able to rise up in your value and in your worth as a human being. And once you find yourself in such a traumatic condition or environment, you will heavily rely on your masculine energy to survive. Yesterday, in one of our groups, we were talking about masculine energy. And women were wondering what is masculinity and what is femininity. We are feminine. We are supposed to be resting in our feminine energy. But most of us are so into a masculine energy, and we don't realize that that is a dysfunction We actually think it's a strength. So we end up in our masculinity just to survive, which is very unattractive. Somebody yesterday told us that masculinity in a woman is quite unattractive. It puts off a lot of guys. And eventually you find depression setting in. And if depression sets in, some people end up committing suicide. And if help doesn't come fast, if you don't seek for help quickly, you are likely to become one of the statistics of women who have paralyzing anxiety, paralyzing depression, and some of them who very unfortunately commit suicide. And people ask me, how do you know these things? Because I've lived that dreadful life. I have lived that life. I was in a very abusive relationship and I could never term it so. Why? I was never hit. I was never outrightly called names. I was never called a dog or a prostitute or those other things that I hear people being called. So it was very difficult for me to imagine myself being abused. Very difficult. I couldn't pinpoint it and say this is abuse. It didn't match the things I knew about abuse. No, it didn't. But all I knew is that I had changed. I'm a happy soul. I knew that I had changed from someone who had zeal and zest for life to someone who was always so sad and depressed all the time. It was very easy for me to cry. I was depressed. I had become like a shadow of my former self. I was sickly. I was on recurrent conditions that medicine did not seem to cure. I would be in the hospital this month, next month I'm back. And I was also starting to look a bit beaten. I was looking a bit too old for my age. And I was much younger than I am. Much younger than I am. But I was looking a bit too old and a bit too beaten. All I knew is that I felt very unheard, unvalued, misunderstood. I was misunderstood full time. There was not a moment I would raise a point and I felt heard or misunderstood. And I started to feel like I'm now walking on eggshells, very cautious. So when I realized that I was losing my life, I started looking for information. And that is how I came to discover hidden abuse. And I started my healing journey. And the moment I started my healing journey, everything changed for me. Everything changed. My zeal and zest for life came back. And I'm sure the picture of the woman on the right there, this lady here, can attest that I am now such a satisfied person. I'm running a business. I'm so alive. I'm starting to look and to feel extremely good about myself. And I can confidently say that I am living my best life so far. That image can tell you that is a happy, content soul. And I want that part. I want your life to start looking that way. I want you to start feeling alive. I want you to be able to pursue your purpose and your goals for life. I want you to be alive, not just surviving. The worst bit about hidden abuse is that most of the abusers are very sweet and loving. Most of them are so sweet and charming, especially at the beginning. He will charm his way into your heart. And the reason is why I'm saying he is not because that abusers are only male. No. We have female women who are extremely abusive. But because this program is for women, that is why I'm saying he. And I'm referring to him as male. But that is not to say that it is only women, men who are abusive. No, we have very, very, very toxic, narcissistic women. So he will charm his way into your heart, especially at the beginning. And some of their tactics we feel quite loving and quite caring. But they are slowly and silently charming themselves into your life. And the moment you allow them in, they'll start destroying you slowly by slowly. They are very emotionally unpredictable. Today, he's insulting you and trampling on your self-worth. The next day, he's apologizing in the sweetest ways. I've had countless women say, I don't understand this person. Not at all. I feel like they have bipolar. That's what many people will say. Because today he's so nasty. Tomorrow he's so sweet. It's like he has split personalities. You can't understand who it is you're dealing with. And this will keep you stuck. This keeps you so stuck. And let me ask us, and I want you to answer this question to yourself. Have you ever found yourself making excuses upon excuses for your partner? You will constantly deny or make their mistakes look small. You convince yourself that it's not that bad. It's not that bad. They didn't mean it. No, it's not that bad. This person actually loves me. I want you to understand that it is your thoughts and belief patterns that are keeping you stuck. Such a thought and a belief pattern will keep you very, very stuck in an abusive relationship. Does this person make you feel like you're not enough? Always reminding you of what he has done for you, which is just another tactic to manipulate you into doing what he wants. Do you find yourself saying yes more than you say no in your relationships? You can't say no. You find yourself not prioritizing your needs. You are always looking out to meet his needs, and yours are unmet. And you asked for them until you stopped. You stopped asking for your needs. Because the moment you ask, you raise a concern, that concern is stripped of its power completely. It becomes like another thing that we can't meet it. You're being selfish. You're being too much. So you'll find yourself just meeting his needs, more and more of his needs and none of yours. You can no longer express yourself. You can't say what you want because you're likely going to be called selfish. He'll make fun of you and say things like, you take things too seriously. You're too serious. Get over it. And or he make a request and once you complain or you don't want to comply, he says, all I ask is a favor and you can't meet it. I do so much for you, yet you are unwilling to step out. And when you look back, you are the one who has been saying yes, 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 and yes to everything. They will disrespect your opinions, make fun of you, and expect you to find it funny. Say something very nasty about you as a joke. Then they are expecting you to find it funny. They take out their frustration on you, even when you clearly did nothing wrong. They'll blame you for everything, get you confused until you start blaming yourself. You start believing that the problem is you. You are the one who has an issue. It's not them, it's you. If he's having a bad day, you blame it on yourself. You say, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm the problem. But eventually you still tell yourself it's not that bad. It's not that bad. This person is not that bad. He's just having a bad day. Actually, he has a very busy schedule. His work schedule is so tight that he's always irritable. You justify it. You tell yourself it's not that bad, and you become very angry if somebody tries to intervene. My dear, if any of these things sound familiar, you are being abused. And your lack of awareness is actually making you a very easy prey. And I will ask us in the comment section to tell us, does any of these things sound familiar for you or for someone you know? Someone who is living with a person that behaves this way, the person that makes fun of them and expects them to be okay. Do we have such a person? Or can you identify with some of those things that I'm talking about here? And if you can, please put it for us in the comment section. We would love to see. We would love to see what resonates for you. So you need to take charge of your life. Let me see from the comments whether these things resonate with you. Those who have joined us after we started, you can say hello to us in the comments. We'd love to know who we are with. Janet Isaac from Langata, Elizabeth Mutiso, hi. We have Riocadia Grace from Eldoret, karibu sana. Lydia Muya, great topic. Karibu sana. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. We have Maureen Rikura, who is watching from Meru. Please share with us where you're watching us from. And if something resonates with you, you can put it in the comment section. We shall read it as we proceed. So I'm saying that we need to take charge of our lives before it's too late. The saddest thing that I've seen in my therapy work is that the women who are so broken through hidden abuse are so talented and gifted. Some of them have the potential to run very, very successful businesses with branches all over Africa. There are some I tell, I see you, I see success. But they are so beaten through hidden abuse that they can't even see the potential in themselves, which makes me feel so sad when I imagine the number and the kind of talents and gifts that go to the grave, never discovered. Women who never lived their purpose because they were so abused and they couldn't rise above it. So that's why it's important to take charge before it's too late, because everybody comes into the world with gifts. You have come into the world with gifts and talents that only you can bring forth. So the moment you don't allow that to come forth, you are denying humanity the beauty of your gifts. The moment you allow yourself to sit back and watch as your life, it's called what? Goes through your fingers. You are denying us. You are denying us. So please take charge. Some of my clients will tell me, Ruth, I have music. I know I'm supposed to be composing music, but I can't. Others will tell me, I resigned from a very, very high corporate job when somebody convinced me to do it only for them to come and abuse me. Can you imagine the kind of things that such a woman would be able to do? So let's take charge. Let's take charge of our lives. And just realize that whatever is being done to you is not a sign of love. And you don't have to endure it. You don't have to endure hell to prove that you love someone. And that is one of the topics that I have covered in my book. Because some people think that enduring hell is a sign of love. No, it is not. It is not. Enduring hell, by the way, is a sign that you don't value yourself. You actually don't love yourself enough. Nicoletta Munga is saying that this is happening a lot in therapy, and women get stuck in abusive marriage, splitting spouses who doesn't take their responsibility when they make mistakes. People who can't take accountability for their actions are toxic to be around. Someone who wants to blame you for their actions, turn everything around, they are toxic to be around. And I know it's hard. The hardest thing that I've encountered is you trying to reconcile the image you had about this person and the one you have. You realize that this person are not who you thought they were. No, they are so different. You can't believe. You want to keep the image you had and ignore the reality that you have. Until you're able to merge the two and to accept. And I have talked about that a lot in my book. It is the only way that healing starts to happen. Some of us will keep praying and praying for years. This prayer becomes your preoccupation. And prayer is good. And I'm not telling women not to pray. But please don't spend all your life and make it a preoccupation to pray for someone who maybe is not even interested in change. That is also in my book. We are too attached that we don't know how to detach ourselves from these situations. And that is why abuse is silently causing the death of so many women. And this death is the death of hopes, death of dreams, death of aspiration. Somebody had so much aspiration, it all dies and it is watered down. And they just pass through life and they take all that to the grave. And sometimes it actually causes physical death. Because by the time somebody is so depressed that they are committing suicide as a result of abuse, it has caused death. And I don't want this to be your story. I honestly would not want anybody who has passed through my hands to continue being a victim. I would also not want anybody you know to die of abuse. I know the horror that I went through, and it took me over 3 years to get my balance back. And people who know me can attest to that. So I don't want people to go through that horror. Watching your dreams die and slip through your fingers. And I've immersed myself deeply in the study of abuse. Actually, I normally say you can call me the professor in hidden abuse, especially narcissistic abuse. And that will not be an understatement. Why? Because I want to help as many as possible. Tabitha is telling us that being put down in front of relatives and friends in the name of jokes, that's abusive. It shatters your self-esteem into pieces. And it's not a joke. Being put down is not a joke. So don't start telling yourself, maybe I'm being too serious. He was joking. No, he wasn't. He was abusing you. He was abusing you. And I have helped a lot of women to uncover hidden abuse, to recognize it, to unmask it, to break free, and to heal from this deadly thing using a unique method. And this unique method will teach you how to detect an abuser so that you don't even have anything to do with him in the first place. You can detect them from miles. From miles away, the moment you talk with someone, the first, the second day, you can tell, you know what? I sense a lot of toxicity in this person, and I'm keeping off. I also will teach you how you can set yourself free before you pay with your life. And the guide on the right way to start your healing process, because healing is a journey. Healing is a journey. It has taken you so long to get to where we are. Those of us who have been with us for a while, you know, we've been talking about attachment styles, codependency, adverse childhood experiences. All that has taken so many years because that is how you find yourself stuck in an abusive relationship. So healing is a journey. It doesn't happen, pap. It takes years. Years. Every time you have some layers to peel, layers of healing to peel. So all these things are covered in my book, the book that we have been talking about. So sis, you need this book, the Hidden Abuse book. You need it because you don't deserve to be treated like trash. You don't. You don't deserve, no matter what anybody has told you, you don't deserve to be treated like trash. Nobody has the right to play around with your self-worth. And unfortunately, a lot of us allow it. We allow people to play with our self-worth as if it doesn't mean anything. You deserve to be treated like the queen you are because you are created for greatness. You were created for greatness. Everybody was created for greatness. There is something unique. There's something special that you bring into the world that only you can bring. There's something that you do that only you can do it the way you do it. Only you. So you are a queen. And you deserve to be treated like the queen you are. Don't allow anybody to destroy your greatness. Don't. So the book that we have been talking about a lot in our forums, here is a summary of what you will find inside that book. I want you to be able to identify hidden abuse. And in that book, page 14, I have given you more than 10 ways, more than 10, to help you assess whether you are experiencing hidden abuse. The subtle mild abuse, I want you to be able to identify it. And I have given you more than 10 ways to do that. You will discover the signs that reveal an abuser to you and help you know whether you are in an abusive relationship so that you can take action early before you find yourself deeply immersed in it, and coming out now becomes a serious challenge. A lot of women will walk blindly into abusive relationships, very blindly. If you look back to your life, you realize, you know what? I think I had seen this. I've had that many times in therapy, but I didn't know it's called a red flag. I had no idea it's a red flag, but I saw it. I ignored it because I didn't think it was something that I should catch. So once you are done reading this chapter, chapter 1 is where we demystify what hidden abuse is. You will be too smart to fall prey to the charming ways of an abusive person, because they can be so charming. So charming. There are women, some women have taken 13, 15 years to realize what is happening because of the charm involved and the confusion. So I don't want you to fall prey. On page 54, I have revealed their tools of trade to you. The tools they use to capture you and to keep you captive. These are the tactics that are very commonly used by abusive men. And I said I'm saying men because this forum is for women. Not to mean that it is only men that are abusive. We have women that are extremely toxic and dysfunctional. So the tools that make it very difficult for you to live even when you want to. And once you discover these tactics, you will know how to boldly break free from this invisible prison that the abuser has locked you up in, because it is invisible. You are the only one who knows how that experience feels like. You try to explain to people and they are like, "Hey, something is wrong with you. Are you talking about the so-and-so that we know?" Because this so-and-so that we know is so charming in public, is a person of importance in their community, that people cannot understand what you're talking about. And this information, once you understand their tools of trade, like I have said, you'll be able to sniff them from miles away. You will not be such an easy prey. And you will not be kept stuck. I also want you to understand why you are targeted for abuse. And those belief patterns, belief systems, and thought patterns are in that book. And the myths, the things we have had repeated to us over and over and over again until we believed them. Those myths that we have had from our grandparents, our mothers, our aunties, our pastors, our religious leaders, those things that really give abuse the climate and the environment to thrive. They are all there. The belief patterns that have shaped you, that makes you a very easy target. And you'll be shocked. You will be shocked to see how common they are. What will shock you more is how much you have believed them and maybe how much you have practiced them. On page 85 of our book, The Hidden Abuse, you will find my unique guide for healing from abuse. And I have revealed for you 8 pathways that you can start using immediately to heal from the harm that abuse has caused you. The beauty of this whole thing is that within us lies the power. Within us lies the power to heal. We just need to activate it. We just need to know which buttons to press. We need to know which voices to silence. We need to know which empowering thoughts and belief patterns we need to take up to support our healing. Healing is so possible. That's the beauty. The moment you decide you want to heal, it is possible. Resources are available. And I have revealed for you 8 pathways that can set you up your healing journey and find you scaling like you have never imagined. And within that chapter, that is chapter 5 of that book, I also have healing practices that you can take up. Healing practices that you can take up on a day-to-day basis to put you on your healing journey. The book is now out. It is available at Kenya shillings 1,000. And for the first 30 people, we have bonuses for them because we want you to grab this book very fast. We have an audio version of the book, a meditation audio to help you process your pain and reprogram your subconscious mind. Meditation is powerful because one of the reasons as to why you are stuck in an abusive relationship is the subconscious mind programming. The moment you're able to reprogram that, you will see things so clearly that you will wonder why you were so blind for so long. So the first 30 people, we have a bonus for you, the audio version of the book and a meditation guide, an audio for you to listen. You can listen for it in a matatu when you're going to work, as you sleep, as you do your chores, just to help you reprogram your mind and to set you up on the path to healing. And the price for this book will go up. So I love people that take action. If you come to our group coaching forums, I normally tell women, take up empowering thoughts. Because I have seen people who have serious issues with reading ebooks. They say, oh, I can't read an ebook. That is a disempowering thought, by the way. And I normally challenge my ladies, those who think they can't read ebooks. Did you know how to operate an email account? No, I taught myself. Did you know how to do M-Pesa transactions? No, I learned. Why? Because it is important. Did you know how to do bank to M-Pesa transactions? No, I learned. Take up thoughts that empower the version of you that you want to become. So let's teach ourselves to take up, to put down disempowering thoughts and belief patterns like I cannot read an ebook. The physical copy of this book will be out later on this year. But I'm encouraging us to grab the ebook and as early as January, start our healing journey. So the link to access the book is here, but I'm sure Sam Ambrose will post it in the comment section so that people can start purchasing. Yes, Sam Ambrose, I see he has posted the link to the group. So let's start purchasing. Like we have said, the first 30 people get bonuses. So be among those. Be among those ones that are getting bonuses. And I want this book in the hands of every woman. Every woman that can lay their hands on this book, please get it. Whether they're in a relationship or they are not. Because this book not only helps those who are in abusive situations, but it helps those who are preparing themselves also to come into relationships so that they don't find themselves with dysfunctional and toxic situations. And I am requesting you, I'm pleading with you to join me in this mission, to save ourselves, save our sisters, our daughters, our friends, our nieces from this thing called hidden abuse. Because like I have said, we are created for greatness. There's something within me that only I can bring it to life. Only me. And if I allow myself, I allow people, situations, and things to water down that greatness, I deny humanity a very important gift. So let's grab this book. Let's grab it to help us heal from hidden abuse. And by the way, there are the people who have already bought this book and read. I met this lady yesterday and she was telling me, Ruth, I am more than halfway through the book. Her name is Christine, and she allowed me to share her comments on the book here. This is what Christine is found this book, Hidden Abuse. In my 3 years of self-awareness and healing journey, I have read quite a number of books. Of all my readings, I have not come across a writer who gets it so well like Ruth when it comes to abuse. I get it very well, by the way. The writings are so simplified. This book does not have jargons. You will see your story painted there. I'm painting the pictures of our everyday lives in that book. So Christine is saying the writings are so simplified, they are easy to understand, and the book covers it all. I would recommend this book to anyone who is feeling unfulfilled in their relationship. And she has borrowed my mantra. I normally have a healing mantra that says, honor thyself, heal thyself. Because you cannot heal if you are running away from your experiences. You've got to honor all that you are. You've got to honor all that you are for you to heal. The good and the bad, the experiences you've been through, your dysfunctions, because we also have serious dysfunctions that made us to be targeted in the first place and to remain stuck. We have our own dysfunctions that we need to heal from. So we need to embrace all that and to honor all that, the experiences that have brought us to where we are. That way we heal. And I have talked about it in the book extensively. Elizabeth Mutiso is asking those who bought a week ago, do we get a bonus? Yes, you will get a bonus. We have your email addresses, so we shall forward the bonus to you. Those who have already bought, because the people have already bought this book. People have already bought it. So let's keep those orders coming. As you can see what Christine is saying about the book. If you want to connect with me personally, that is my number. Nancy Wambo is saying, I need one. Please access it through the link. Well done, Ruth, who is saying, well done, Ruth. I'm seeing Vivian is clapping. I would say it's awesome. Pauline Modoni is saying, well done, Ruth. Someone is saying, I'm watching. Nicoletta is saying, I'm watching on my way home. My power is going off. Yes, it will be on YouTube. So those who missed tonight, that is okay. You shall get it tomorrow. Kemboy Odilia is saying, hi. Hi, Kemboy. Josephine Motua is watching from Thika Road. A good topic. Nicoletta is telling us that abusive people would want to spend each and every coin you make. I have talked about financial abuse in that book. Very, very elaborated. Very well elaborated. Because a lot of women in an abusive relationship, there's no one form of abuse that comes alone. So you're likely to find there's financial abuse, there's spiritual abuse, there's mental and psychological torture that keeps you stuck, like shackled. You are shackled into that relationship and you don't know how to get out. And one way to keep you properly shackled is through financial abuse, so that they make sure you have no money of your own. So sad when women go through abuse. We enable it when we take up their roles. We lose the feminist in us. Yes, and Nicoletta, yesterday we really talked about feminism and how we show up in our masculine energy instead of being able to rest in our femininity. Precious Wagoro Wanderi is saying freedom and healing must come. Yes, it's our time, Precious. It is our time. Freedom and healing must come forth. Catherine Dongo is saying, yes, she was created for greatness. Thank you for affirming this, Catherine. Yes, we were created for greatness. And there are gifts and talents that only us can bring forth. Please heal. Don't deny humanity that which only you can bring forth. Also, let us know if we need to get a hard copy. Even if we bought a soft copy, we need to be an additional cost. Maybe the only other cost that may come with that is the cost of courier services, depending on where you are. I don't think anybody who bought soft copy will have to buy again. That would not be right. So if you want to chat with me, my number is 0721968810. You can come into my inbox and we'll have the conversation. And my prayer is that we all become healed, successful, that we thrive, that we are joyous, and we are fulfilled to be the great women that we were all called to be. Just a moment. I'm sorry for that. So that is my deep, deep desire for all of us. And I'm encouraging us to get this book. There is the link once again for those who want to purchase the book. And at this moment, I want to introduce a very, very special person in my life. I feel so honored to have her here, Coach Betty Maura. Coach Betty, please come and say something. Say hello to my friends. Yes, Coach Betty, please take over. Say something.
Hey everybody. Hey Coach Ruth. I am so excited to see you launching your book tonight. This is a dream come true. I remember the first day we ever met for a session, and these things are those ones you think to yourself, will I ever do these? Am I even worth it? Is this even possible? And look where you are tonight. Look what you birthed there. Look at the number of people who came to learn from you. So I am super proud of you. Not only am I super proud of you, I am super proud of the people who came to log in and learn from you. And you guys have the very best coach around. When she says she's selling her ebook, she's not told me the price because she knows I will say we increase that price because of the amount of work and the amount of coaching sessions she has taken with me. I know how much she has spent. So she went behind and made sure that I don't know the price, but I'll ask around. And the next thing I know that Ruth is going to do is to come up with a coaching session for some of us. And kindly, Ruth, for those who want to read hard copies like myself, please, me no read ebooks. You need to look at how to do that. And also, what kind of a coaching program will you come up with? Or is there one that some of the people can log into? And I could see also gentlemen joining your program. So you need to think about that. Are we going to find another male to help us, or you will help us as the men? So I'm proud of you. Congratulations on launching your book. And I ask that all of us logged in tonight, please take advantage of this offer. And I'm very, very happy to see you, Ruth, and to see the journey that you've taken. I remember the very first day, you weren't glowing the way you are right now. And also just to just to say that this program is not a program to help the women get out of anything or to bash anybody. It's just a program to help the women heal, the men heal, and for better relationships, for better lives, for better life is for living, really, and we cannot live it when we are hurting and feeling abused and feeling like we don't belong. So Ruth is here to help us heal and become better people in life. So thank you very much, guys, for joining. Kindly follow Ruth and watch out for whatever else it is that she's coming to launch. She's qualified. That's what I want to say as her coach. She's 100% qualified. Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Coach Betty. Thank you so much. When your coach attends your sessions, you feel very, very honored. So thank you. We are looking into the matter of the hard copy. It should be out soon. And we have another, you have asked about another program. We have another coaching program, which we shall be talking about in the course of the week, an 8 weeks coaching program for people who would want to go deeper into healing. We have been talking about advanced childhood experiences and how they affect us, how our unconscious, our subconscious mind controls 90% of our decisions. 10% is only the conscious mind. So if you're interested in that program, we have an 8 weeks coaching program. We shall be sending you the link to join and to register. The next session will be in February. But for now, we are looking into the matter of the hard copy. So if you are interested in that program, And I want to encourage you that as you go through the book, you are likely going to see the picture of your relationship painted there. The picture of your relationship painted there. And sometimes you may feel so discouraged. And I want you to remember that you have many sisters who are walking this journey with you. And like Coach Betty has reminded us, and we have always said in our forums also, we are not promoting toxic femininity. And in my forums, I'm also very cautious. I also tell the men, I don't want toxic masculinity. I want healthy relationships. I want people to be able to have fulfilling relationships. So this is not also a male bashing book. This is not toxic femininity. This is divine femininity. I also encourage the guys to embrace their divine masculinity, because it's only when we are able to operate at those two levels that we are able to have very healthy and quality relationships. So even as you go through the book and you see yourself really painted there, be encouraged that you have many sisters who are walking this journey with you. And above all, me, your coach and your therapist, I'm here to cheer you on. I am your greatest cheerleader. So let's grab the copy of the book. We have said the first 30 people to get this book, we have bonuses for them. So grab a copy of the book, start reading, get reading. We are forming up a support group for the people who have of the book. So take advantage, grab this opportunity. I don't know whether we have somebody who has a question for us. Sophie Wambo is saying, congratulations, Ruth. Anybody who has a question or a comment they would want to say is welcome. For those of us who have missed from the start up to this point, we have a recording on YouTube. It shall be ready, I think, as soon as today or early tomorrow. Sam Ambrose will post it in our groups and in our forums so that you can be able to go through it again and make a copy of your book. So if we don't have somebody else who wants to say something, I wish to take this opportunity to thank you, all of us who have attended our session tonight. Thank you so much for your support. I feel very blessed when I see this community. I feel so blessed when I see women who are healing and transcending, and they are living their best lives. So let's take advantage. Let this be our healing year. Let's not leave this year with baggage. Please grab your copy and see you on the other side. Sam Ambrose, is there something you want to tell them? When you're purchasing the book, let me just make this announcement. There's a form that you are required to fill. Please fill the form, go through that process. You will find yourself now on the other side where you can be able to access your book through email. So don't get confused when you find a form that requires you to fill in some details. So Sam, you want to say something?
Hello, for those who have already gotten the book of the copy, I've seen these amazing people who have already invested in the book, because this is an investment you're making in yourself. So you're going to receive the bonuses on Monday. The first bonus you're going to receive is a link to access the audiobook so that you can listen anywhere you are stepping. Number two is, once you purchase, just go back to your email and you're going to get a link to download the book. Number three, you are paying with M-Pesa. I know a lot of people fear clicking links. So when you click the link, you're going to pay with M-Pesa and not your bank card. Thank you. If there's a question, we are going to have it in the group. Back to you, Coach. Coach Ruth?
So sorry, Sam, my made the orders for their books. Thank you so much for taking Search prompt action. Life is for the action takers. So if you want a copy of this book, please grab it. And thank you for your time.